Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 1988 Lincoln Town Car. Up front is a 5.0 liter V8, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Lincoln Town Car for two reasons. First of all, this example is just a sweet peach. It is so well kept, and that is absolutely awesome. But the second reason is that this is a very interesting era, not only for Lincoln, but just American cars. The 1970s and 80s really saw crazy changes due to the fuel crisis. And so, this car is a response to that in a couple of different ways. But if you would like to share your vehicle with me, you can head on over to my website, zachpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 302 V8 under the hood. I know you guys hate it when I say liters when it's an old American car, but I have to standardize it somehow. This is the 302. Depending on how you categorize it, it's either a 4.9 liter or a 5 liter, and it doesn't make a whole lot of horsepower. It's a pretty lopey and lazy 302. However, all V8s in this era pretty much were. What it is smooth. It's comfortable, it's quiet, and it's, well, it's luxurious. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic. It does the job. It's fine, and I don't really notice it in a vehicle like this. Last but not least, the Lincoln Town Car is rear-wheel drive. So how's it feel to drive an 88 Town Car? It's exquisite. The ride is insanely comfortable. I'm starting to worry the more I drive this, I might fall asleep here on this warm August afternoon. That's how comfortable this ride is. Visibility, fantastic. Steering is super, super light, almost over boostedly light, like from the 70s. And overall, it's just so pleasurable. If you wanted to buy one of these back in the day, you needed money, and you got your money's worth. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have some digital gauges. Off to the left is my fuel. I love the look of it. In the center is my speed. I love the look of it. And off to the right, I have my date and time, which I love the look of. So cool. And I love digital gauges from the 80s. On the steering wheel, I do have horn buttons and cruise control. Right smack dab in the center of the steering wheel, I get a little piece of wood. This is pre-airbag, so they didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. And so they could put it right in the center. Off to the left, I do have a climate control vent, some of my warning lights, as well as my headlight switches. And on the door, I have my power mirrors, power windows, and my power seat adjustments. That's actually found on the door rather than on the seats themselves. So kind of funny, but definitely very characteristic of vehicles in this era. I know GM did it this way as well, but still always a fun little note. Moving into the center, we get two more climate control vents and our climate controls themselves. Fan speed off to the left, temperature up top, where to send it down below, and our power antenna to the far right. Then we have a bunch of buttons. So this is for the information gauge off to the right of the gauge cluster, so you can select a couple different things, and it makes this really funny digital sound. Take a listen. So we have kilometers or miles per hour, distance still empty, which as you're hearing beeping is actually running a checklist on different parts of the car telling you that it's all okay. And then you hear it again. There it is. All right, I get it. The tail lamps are good. Brake lamp's good. So it'll like take you through an entire checklist, which is really cool. Then we also have our trip log stuff. So like fuel economy, distance, time, average speed, all of this really, really awesome information. And I'm so excited that it all still works here in the 88 Town Car. Then I do have the radio, which I've always found funny that factory Lincoln radios of this era actually said Ford. They have the Ford blue oval on them. There was no hiding that this is a Ford product back in the day. And then down below, we have some aftermarket cup holders. These are not factory cup holders because the Town Car doesn't have any factory cup holders. And so, by default, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. Moving up to the bench seat, it is so incredibly comfortable. I stayed in a hotel before this review, and this is way comfier than the bed that I slept in. And so that's not saying a whole lot for this era because this was an era of very cushy luxury cars. But I always have to point it out how much I stinking love seats from this era. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 1988 Lincoln Town Car. And just as I suspected, it's comfy. It's beyond comfortable. Comfortable is too restrained of a word to describe the back seats of a Lincoln Town Car. This is just, it doesn't get comfier, it doesn't get better. I want to ride in a 1980s Lincoln Town Car limousine because that has to feel like King George is coming back. I mean, this is just so great. Knees not hitting the seat in front of me, head not hitting the ceiling. I have this beautiful light fixture. I have grab handles wherever I want them. Here, and here, all grab handles. Center console, big foamy brick. I want to bash my head into it and fall asleep in a good way. It's just, and I have these reading lights over my shoulder. No idea how to turn them on or operate them, but you know what? I don't even care. Found it. It's on the door. Oh, the click of that button. Ready to hear this click? Ugh, so cool, so comfy. I just wanted to do that so you did, in fact, know that I have the ability to shut up sometimes, but let's go take a look at the trunk and cargo space. All right, around the back of the Lincoln Town Car. First of all, I do want to give a quick shout out. Look at these keys with the little Lincoln badge. Love that. Now, square ignition, circle trunk. We know the game at this point. Pull it up like that. And you can hear for a split second that was a pneumatic trunk. It does have soft close, which we'll talk about. Anyway, back here is bigger than most apartments I've stayed in or lived in. It is huge back here. You do get a spare tire, but just the square footage alone must make real estate agents drool because there is so much square footage in here. Oh, it'd be so nice to raise a family back here. A little space for the little ones. Anyway, yeah, so I'm losing my mind. Anyway, super big trunk, and then it does have these soft close features. So when we close it here, it sucks it in. There we go. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I love it. It's just so well proportioned. I feel like everyone's dad or uncle drove a car similar to this one in this sort of style, and I absolutely love it. So iconic with the era, the boxiness, the fake vinyl roof on the back. I mean, all of it put together. It's just a slam dunk of an automobile, at least visually. But with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a 1988 Lincoln Town Car? Well, it's so fantastic. I love it in here. The digital gauges capture my heart. The comfy ride captures my bottom. And the waftiness of the entire car captures my soul. I love driving this thing, and I will continue to always love driving these styles of cars. But I do want to talk about why I think this is a very interesting era. So, in the 1970s, there was the fuel crisis. There was a big crackdown on fuel economy and emission standards, and for a lot of ways that kind of ruined cars. It required catalytic converters, which really hurt the power. It was a big transitional period, and I think the world is better off for it with the lack of emissions, cleaner burning cars, blah, blah, blah. But this is a timepiece. This is a time capsule of that era because driving it, it's still a big car. It's not as big as the old town car, but it's still a big car. And you can see it in the corners sort of grasping at that heritage. People wanted those big cars in the 70s, and although they became unfavorable towards the 80s, Lincoln kept making them. There was still a demographic for big, floaty, cushy cars. And with each passing model year, we saw less and less and less of this until the Lincoln Town Car was essentially canceled in 2011 with the late Panther platform. So while this is the start of the decline, there's still so much to love about this vehicle. It's like when the Rollercoaster is coming back into the station, but it hasn't slowed all the way down. You're still feeling the breeze in your hair. You're still trying to hold hold your lunch in your stomach, and you're still having fun. You're not off the ride yet. The ride isn't over yet, but you're gradually starting to slow down. That's what this car is, and that's what this car means to me. It's a buoy, a checkpoint, a mile marker of the slowdown of the big Lincoln automobile. It's still there for the time being, but the writing was on the wall and the downsizing was imminent. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Randy for letting me take out his Lincoln Town Car. Such an awesome piece of automotive history. And as you can see here on screen, this car is upkept so well. It's such a beautiful piece of Lincoln's history. I was so excited to share it with you, and that is all thank you to Randy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.